Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 29th of June, 2019. We're going to reflect on Matthew 16, verses 13 to 19. Now when Jesus came into the district of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" And they said, "Some say John the Baptist, but others Elijah, and still others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" And Simon Peter answered, "You're the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And Jesus answered him, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father in heaven. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not prevail against it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven." The gospel of the Lord. Today we celebrate the feasts of Peter and Paul, two men in the church who probably did more than any other doer to spread the good news of salvation. I admire them both very much and have learned a lot from them over the years, even though they are a study in contrasts. Peter was a fisherman, presumably of little education, who went on to become the first pope in the church. Paul was a man of great intelligence, but misguided in his persecution of Christians until he had an encounter with Jesus that turned him into a fiery evangelist. This should encourage all of us who seek to fulfill Jesus' great commission to make disciples of nations. Our social standing, our education, our intelligence, our abilities, or lack of, are not factors that should prevent us from doing what God asks us to do, which is to bring people to a knowledge of his great love and his free gift of salvation. What is the easiest way to do this? Simply by being like Jesus. And the best gauge of this is the fruit that we bear. If we bear the fruit of love and joy and peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control, we can be sure that we are Spirit-filled Christians, and this is a great attraction to those who are not. Why? Let me explain from a personal incident in my life. I found Jesus in a jail cell. In the 12 months preceding this, I had lost everything I had. If you haven't heard the testimony of my conversion, there is a link to it provided below. During the first day that I was in jail, I saw a young man sitting across from me reading a Bible, kind of just like this one. Now, if he had come to me with the Bible telling me I needed to read this, I probably would have snubbed him. But he just sat there with an amazing look of peace on his face, peace I never had. And I went to him curious about how he could be so peaceful, especially in a jail cell where everything was chaotic. He looked up from his Bible, he smiled at me, and simply said, "Jesus gives me peace." And that started the journey that has brought me to where I am today. So if we want to bring people to Jesus, let them see the fruit of Jesus within us. And that will draw them by the millions, because you know what? They long to have these things, especially love. God bless you.